9,110 pounds empty dry weight, and man alive, has this thing been well maintained. An Eagle 31.5 RLDS landing here at Advantage 1 today. How you doing, everybody? My name is Josh the RV Nerd, and welcome to Pure, Michigan, where 2 days ago it was 70 degrees and I was wearing shorts, and today I can't feel my face again, so I'm back in night mode. Apparently I've got some strong feelings like that, about that, but enough about that. What's ironic, what's funny is I came down here, our consignment manager told me, hey, I've got a new Eagle fifth wheel for you to shoot that just came in. Okay, great. I come down here, it's already sold, it's already signed, sealed, delivered, it's already gone. By complete coincidence, we had another Eagle fifth wheel show up today. That's just how crazy and how fast things have been going. But the thing is, that is a find right there. This has that old-timey, good-time Jayco feel. It's just built like a brick. It's just flippin' built, and it's been well-maintained. And I tell you what, if you're like, you're not up for that brand new fifth wheel price tag for today, you're looking for something that's well-built, still spacious, good storage, gonna last you, and you're not inheriting someone's problems, give us a call. That is this one all day long.
Wow. Color me impressed. This is well kept. This has kind of hit me right in the member berries too. This is roughly what Eagles looked like when I first started this business. They hadn't changed a whole lot for a couple years. So like this was really like the primary fifth wheel that I got originally acclimated in. So this is kind of like a little wistful trip down memory lane for me. This is fun. Now, I always try, like, if I see something, I say something, I like to try to get any defects out of the way first. I had to look high and I had to look low, and when I looked high, I didn't find anything wrong, and when I looked low, I barely found anything wrong. And I mean, we're getting pretty awful specific here. When the super slide closes, it looks like it might have just snagged that flooring there. And you see that tiny little, it's not even the size of a quarter in terms of length slice. And then of all the window treatments, I noticed apparently the string on this one had popped. And they were using just little clips to keep that up there, which is actually a pretty smart little solution. That's it. That's the worst I can find on this thing. It's in great shape. A couple things I noticed. As we look around this floor plan here, obviously nice and spacious, lots of windows. And when we turn around, remember that the positioning of this kitchen, when the super slide is closed, you can still get to the fridge, the microwave, the countertop, the drawers. This is a travel accessible kitchen. You just get the living room when you get there, but windows galorage all over the place. Those are upgraded chairs. Those are, like, the picture doesn't do them justice. When you come in and you put your hands on them, you can feel the quality of that. That is residential grade. That is not RV grade. They're kind of like rocker, glider, combo jobs right there. The big shade on that big window working like a charm. Now, back here on the rear wall, this is kind of a hybrid classic rear living, rear entertainment sort of model. That TV goes down inside those cabinets. What's interesting is when the cabinets are open, you can actually see the TV down there. So it's almost, I don't know, I just had this weird urge to like be a kid and lay on my belly with my feet up and, you know, got my action figures watching my Saturday morning cartoons on the floor down there. All the windows open for airflow. And that, I was sitting here in my head thinking, why does that look so familiar? Because that's not the original factory Eagle sofa, but it is a camper sofa. I just realized this is a sofa from a Freedom Express, roughly circa 2019. That is what's called the russet decor. I remember because it always looked like a potato skin. And I know it's got to be roughly that 2018-19 period because that's when they were using the simulated cinema sofa armrest right over here, but without USB power outlets. So they apparently updated that sofa at some point. This probably originally had a rather uncomfortable inner spring hide-a-bed kind of thing in it, where if you ever laid on it, the bar would just break your back. And you know, it's funny to me that I can tell from looking at the sofa kind of roughly what camper that came out of, because that information will never be on Jeopardy. That is just the useless kind of fun stuff that I've learned being the RV nerd over all these years here. Now, once again, remember that this kitchen is travel accessible, and I think that's one of the key points of this RV. At 9,100 pounds, this is going to be a much better fit for a 3/4 ton tower and goer. You're going to still want a good payload package because it does have a full bed up front, and Jaycos are never the lightest weight. But you still, I mean, you're going to see here, you get good kitchen space. We have nice living space, but it's not one of these 40-foot heavy-duty monster fifth wheels that you have to tow and lug around. Cracking everything open. That is a 8 cubic foot gas electric fridge freezer. Bigger refrigerators just were not common in the industry at the time that this was created here. And there is actually a surprising amount of kitchen counter space going on. But down below, you can see shelf space below the sink, all sorts of drawer space, and a larger 22-inch oven that looks to have not been used a whole awful lot. Similarly, I start looking at things like this little decorative wallpaper back here. It's not steamed, it's not scarred, it's not sun faded. I haven't peeked in here. Yeah, no surprise. That looks about as close to factory fresh as you can get. Holy cow. Jumping to the upper deck here, up in the bathroom, we've got ourselves this actually dual entry. I'm sitting on the bed recording this right now because, you know, it's just a little easier to get good angles here. Smart little things too. Like, look on the actual bathroom door. People sometimes go, where should I put the toilet paper mount in my camper? Well, a lot of times if it's a swinging bathroom door, that tends to come right up next to the toilet. That's actually a really good spot for that. Similarly, we got ourselves a little towel rack up there. And up top, the XL vent fan system here that these older Eagles use, that the newer Eagles, they use a different kind of vent fan, but it's actually not as big. They're, pardon me, I literally choked on thin air. There are some times where I look back at older RVs, I'm like, why did you quit doing it that way? Because honestly, I kind of like it better. Like those handy laundry hampers. They're handy, ladies and gentlemen. That's RV nerdism. I think if I'm doing the math right, I believe that is number 37. As was common to fifth wheels of this size, of this generation, we have ourselves a 60 by 80 true queen walk around here. Jaycos were always very good about giving us storage below the bed. But this closet actually is deceptively well equipped for some longer term camping. Because older fifth wheels used to do this more often. They would build in extra large dresser spaces so you had more room for like folding clothes instead of always hanging everything. I actually feel some of these older fifth wheels, they did a better job of this. And if I had to guess, they phased them out so that they could incorporate the cost of those drawers, all the hardware and the labor, elsewhere in the RV where it was more obvious. But something that was less obvious to even people who were selling these at the time. I talked to so many people that would say, you know, that door is just kind of, why is that funny up there? Well, that was designed to be, you could mount a TV on that swing out door if you wanted to. But you can see it looks like somebody just kind of set a TV up in there and maybe twisted it around. Although somewhere around here, I don't remember where it was, I did see, I think, the base for a TV. So if you maybe just wanted to set it on top of that dresser when you reached your destination, you could do that too. And just looking at the general appearance of things here, this has to have been stored inside, away from the weather, or under a cover or something. It's just the exterior looks too good to have just been left outdoors the whole time. Now, in a lot of today's big fifth wheels, you almost always have some kind of slide out on the door side. I kind of miss the days like this where there wasn't a slide on the door side. Instead, you get that big, unimpeded awning, just wide open patio space over here. And if you plan to take the fifth wheel like to a park or something, you want to build a deck next to it, there's no slides in the way interfering with all of that. I wanted to get you down here so that you could see a couple things. The tires are looking perfectly turtle-tastic. I don't know. I'm feeling Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle vibes today. Anyway, whatever. And the MORryde suspension system. That is something that when this was built, not a lot of fifth wheels in this class had it. There's the little details. Things I forgot how much I used to love on the Jaycos. Everybody and their brother used to have 6-inch plank steps. Jaycos always had 8. They were always doing those little +1, or in this case +2-inch features that other people just didn't. Like up here, this huge storage compartment. Like when I saw this baggage door, I was not expecting this cavernous capacity like this over here. Well, it's because that front bulkhead wall can fold down.
Now, when it's folded down like that, in the front section, it actually creates almost like a storage trunk or tool chest or something like that. That'd be a real good place to maybe store some wheel chocks, you know. But that platform actually gives you the ability to load big, heavy cargo and totes and things like that in here. Skin, decals, everything looks just terrific on this thing. I don't know that you could ask for a used RV of this year to be in better condition than this thing is right here. It's got a very good seasonal package on it, by the way. It does have an enclosed, insulated, forced air, heated underbelly. So on days like today, where it's flirting with freezing, this one's going to get you through just fine, assuming you're running the furnace, obviously. I had somebody ask me about that. Which RVs are 4 seasons if I'm not running the furnace? None of them. Absolutely, positively, none of them. Now, just due to the weather, I don't think it's the safest thing for me to be up there on the roof. I did kind of peek over the ladder. The roof looks good, just like the rest of the camper. And you can see on the rear bumper how they bracketed on a little 2-inch receiver hitch so that, if you want to add a bike rack or something, you could. And again, the windows, not just the rear window letting in a flood of light, but that just awesome camp side window where your 2 recliners can be twisted around to overlook that if you're so inclined. Another thing here that's easy to miss is back on this rear corner, you do have yourself a little hookup if you want to mount a grill or a griddle or a Blackstone or something out here, and there is one of those handy propane cooker hookers just down below that skirt line. And I like it when these, I don't want to say classic because it's not that old, but it's amazing how much the Eagle family has changed since even this was built. This isn't that old in the history of things, and it's remarkable how it's borderline unrecognizable compared to today's Eagles, but tell me that doesn't give you those good time feels. I like that. I like that thing a lot back there. That is just Bob Seger like a rock back there. You like what you see? You want to get camping? Give us a call. You got a trade, you need financing, you need parts. We do all that stuff. Family owned and operated. Would love the opportunity to work with you. And if you appreciate these videos, hit that subscribe button so you can always see the next one coming through. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy Haylett camping, everyone. And just looking at the general appearance of this thing, it has to have been stored outside. No,